to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Have you ever thought about doing a marathon, maybe an Ironman, maybe a 10K run or a half marathon? What you will know is that if you've never done something like that before, it can feel like a challenge. So why do people voluntarily do things that are challenging? They try and climb that mountain, they try and run that marathon. They do it because most people intuitively know that actually when you do something difficult and challenging, you grow as a person. Adam here, and the client that I was working with was about to embark on an Ironman. They'd done even longer endurance races before, but never an Ironman of this combination of swimming, cycling, and running. And they wanted to feel mentally prepared, but they also wanted to prime themselves about what kind of strategy they wanted to have for this particular race. There's a lot going on here, but it has two meanings. Of course, the Ironman is adversity itself, but this particular client had experienced a horrible sense of injustice. Their particular situation, I won't go into details, but someone that they loved was taken away from them and they had limited access to that person. Not of their choosing and not through any fault of their own, but they were on the receiving end of that. So although this is an Ironman mental preparation hypnosis, it also represents something more than that, and that is that it becomes a metaphor for dealing with the adversity of life and actually forming a belief that if you experience injustice or unfairness or adversity, you can expect to be rewarded for that with things like resilience and mental growth, psychological growth, emotional growth as a side effect of what you're going through, because adversity has a payoff. If you like the idea of working with me, there will be a link in the description where you can book a free consultation call on Zoom. And for this particular session, I would encourage you to find somewhere quiet, comfortable, ideally in the kind of place where you're not going to be disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that slow, long, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful feeling of release, as if any tension, any worries, any ruminating thoughts are just leaving your body as you breathe out. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine a particular part of the world there on the coast of Australia with wonderful sandy beaches. Just allow your imagination to take you there. That's it. There on the beach in Noosa. But just imagine, since this is your imagination, that the whole beach is just for you. The whole region is just for you. The ocean is for you, the sand is for you. Even nearby roads, no traffic, just for you. And I wonder if you could imagine the soft golden sands of Noosa Beach beneath your feet, and the gentle warmth of the Queensland sun on your shoulders, and the rhythmic sound of the waves rolling in and out. And just imagine that for some reason, the frequency of the waves exactly match the beat of your own heart. And maybe there's a breeze, or the smell of salt, but also freedom. All this space, all this nature just for you. Imagine the ocean sparkles like liquid sapphire. And in this place, I want you to connect with relaxation, with calm, with feeling grounded and feeling alive. And I wonder if you could imagine walking slowly along the shoreline, footprints briefly marking the sand before being washed away. And allow the footprints to represent any unuseful thoughts, that you can think something and notice how quickly it gets washed away, reminding you that the past is gone. And this moment, this breath, that's where your focus and resolve lives. Because with each step you take along that beach, allow yourself to let go of distraction, tension, or doubt. And with each breath in, imagine breathing in pure focus, determination, and clarity. And as the gentle breeze of the sea touches your skin, you can feel a quiet confidence building within you. The knowing that you're preparing for something, to test your limits, to help you grow, evolve, to expand. And now imagine wading into the warm, turquoise waters of the ocean. And maybe you can feel the gentle push and pull of the tide, but feel your body buoyant, supported, at ease. And I want you to imagine you start to swim in the ocean. And as you glide forward, one arm in front of the other, long, smooth, unhurried strokes. You can feel your breathing fall into rhythm. Imagine your mind entering that flow state. And in this state, there is no past and there is no future. Only pure presence. Only movement. Only alignment. And only strength. And as you move through the water, your subconscious begins to connect with an idea that every stroke forward, no matter how small, creates progress. One arm in front of the other moves you forward. Just as every choice, every training session, every day of preparation builds the endurance, the consistency, and the deep confidence you need for this upcoming Ironman. And as you enter that flow state, imagine your imagination drifting. Although you can continue to swim there in the sea, your imagination takes you to the starting line of the race. The air is alive with energy, anticipation, potential. And I want you to feel whether it's a stroke of your arm moving you forward, your foot pressing down on the pedals of a cycle, or one foot in front of the other. They all represent progress. And I want you to imagine the motion creates the emotion. You don't have to feel ready. Do ready to be ready. And I want you to feel that the swim is the warm-up. One arm in front of the other. And then in the cycle, one rotation after another. And in the run, one foot in front of the other. Because progress is inevitable if you keep moving forward. And in this Ironman, as in life, you respect the challenge by being consistent, present, and prepared. Not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. I want you to imagine now. Imagine that you are an observer, like a drone camera, observing the entire race. Imagine seeing yourself in the ocean swim, looking focused, determined, seeing you find the rhythm, find your flow. Anything happens that is unexpected or undesirable, it's just the cards you're dealt. See yourself where each stroke is meditation in motion. And you have a look on your face, an expression which communicates that the swim is just your warm-up, where the ocean washes away hesitation. And then imagine after that, 3.8 kilometers, you rise from the water, not looking worn out, looking refreshed, galvanized, determined, tenacious, unstoppable. And then see yourself making that transition to the bike. And as you see yourself beginning to ride, see yourself smiling, almost like this part is your picnic. Smooth roads, body not jolting. Observe how you're refueling, replenishing. See yourself relaxed and steady. Because just like a picnic, you can see yourself relaxed and enjoying yourself. See yourself consuming food and energy with ease, knowing that everything you take in becomes fuel, becomes the energy, replenishing your fuel tank, so that each bite converted Food into fuel, fuel into energy, energy into action. Observe the rhythm, the frequency. Maybe there's even a device that tells you how much power, watts you're consuming. The wind against your skin is just a breeze to cool you down. Any descents just feels refreshing and easy. And even the climbs, that's just warming up your muscles for the run later. But notice how there in the cycling, there's no over-exertion. See yourself as the picnic. Relaxed, enjoyable, manageable. And I want you to get a sense as you've observed the swim and the cycle, but not yet the race, not yet the run. I want you to think about physics, because swimming is physics, cycling is physics, running is physics. The technique of the stroke creates motion. The force on the pedals create motion. And when you start to move in the race, the pressure against the tarmac propels you forward. As it dawns on you that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Not just in movement, but in life. Because for every challenge, there is an equal measure of growth. For every moment of doubt, there comes an equal surge of belief. Even fatigue and exhaustion will be repaid with stamina and endurance. And every moment of adversity and a test of will, there is an equal and opposite revelation of strength, resilience. Because the greater the adversity, the greater your resilience, hope, reassurance, and humility. I want you to get a sense that some things are difficult, but you choose them. And there are other things that are difficult, not through choice, but through circumstance. Just like falling on day one of a long race. They're the cards you're dealt. And all you need to do is to focus on putting one foot in front of the other, trusting that the bigger the unfairness, the injustice, or uncertainty, the more you will receive in growth, in resilience, in psychological and emotional strength. And life, like the Ironman, isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about discovering who you become through it. And I want you to imagine your body as a perfectly tuned machine, each cell alive with purpose. Each breath brings in oxygen, energy. Every heartbeat pumps determination through your veins. Every calorie of food is harnessed as fuel, feeding your muscles, feeding your mind, feeding your mission. You no longer just train your body, you train your beliefs, your identity, and your mindset. Because this Ironman isn't just a race, it's a statement. An ongoing declaration of who you are and what you're capable of. Not every now and then, but consistently. And I want you to drift forwards to the final stage of that race. See yourself finishing the 180 kilometers of cycling. And now it's nearly 50 kilometers of running. But see yourself making that transition quickly. Maybe changing footwear. Refueling just a little bit more. And then see yourself finding that pace, that rhythm. One foot in front of another, then another, then another. Knowing that all the energy you've consumed, you have glycogen in your blood, additional energy in your fat cells if needed. I want you to see yourself hit that rhythm. There is a facial expression of calm, focus, and determination. Each stride purposeful. Each breath becomes synchronized with your will, your mission, where you feel connected to the earth beneath you. Perhaps the other athletes around you, but most of all, with that fire of determination within you. And then imagine floating into your body in the last kilometer, knowing what you've gone through, the swim, the cycling, over 40 kilometers of running, and it's now the final kilometer. The finishing line is there. You knew and believed you would achieve it, and now it's coming. Feel a second win, a surge of energy. And as you imagine passing the finishing line, maybe checking a watch or a time, I want you to feel a surge of pride, relief, and accomplishment. Because this moment isn't the end. It's simply irrefutable proof and evidence of your ongoing evolution. You gave the respect to this race that it deserved. And it gave you back something even greater. An enhancement to your own confidence, humility, your own personal power. And then you realize this is just a thought within a thought as you find yourself swimming in the ocean there off Noosa beach. Some people believe that if you can conceive it and believing it, then achieving it is almost a formality. Imagine leaving the ocean back onto the beach, feeling a sense of peace, and noticing somewhere on that beach is a treasure chest. And there is something valuable glowing in that treasure chest, not gold and jewels, but something powerful just for you. As it dawns on you, sometimes there is treasure in the trauma, and in this treasure chest is something valuable that you would only receive because of the adversity, unfairness, and trauma you've experienced. And you don't need to know what it is, because your unconscious mind does. Feel that glowing treasure shifting from the treasure chest into you there in your chest. And now it's time to return to the present with a sense of belief, clarity, and mental preparation. A sense that you do not fear adversity or injustice because you know you can harness it. It gives back more than it takes. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.